Yeah. What's good, Marcos? Ronald, come on in. We about to talk about this game. And look, y'all don't have to talk about the Cowboys. Talk about anybody. Yes, sir. Come on in. Yeah, I see y'all. All right, let me see. Let me make sure y'all good over here. Yes, sir. What's good? Y'all ready? Come on in here. Let's talk about this week one. I'm still surprised about this Cowboys game. I can't believe they did that. Uh huh. Uh huh. So, what did you think about Dak Prescott, though? Mm-hmm. Listen, Dak surprised me. But look, we're gonna start out with the Marvion Overshown. That dude was impressive. I mean, he was impressive. Who is this? You said didn't do much? Who didn't do much though? John? You said Overshown didn't do much or Dak didn't do much? Because look, I was happy with Dak. Okay, all right, so you think Dak didn't do much. So listen, I'm gonna make this point about Dak. Dak didn't even throw for 200 yards, right? However, that was the 2016 Dak that we used to see. Yeah, Overshown did. He really did. And so look, John, do you consider Overshown as still a rookie? Because he missed the whole season last year. So technically, you could really still call him a rookie. And he played like that. Listen, I didn't even miss J. Ron Curse. He looked like a clone of J. Ron Curse out there. But yeah, he made a couple of big plays. Look, all of y'all talked all this stuff about me setting this thing up. But look, I appreciate y'all coming on here. But all the people that told me to do this, and none of them show up. But that's all right. We're going to talk about this game. And even if I got to do a rookie on the field, but he is a vet with his presence. True, true. But look, it's only year two. So you still consider that a vet? It's only year two, and he didn't even play at all in week one. I mean, I'm sorry, in year one. But yeah, and speaking of rookies, how about Kalen Carson? Kalen Carson basically shut Amari Cooper down all by himself, too. Yep. Yeah, y'all come on in. Come on in. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Solid player corner. Man, listen. And then you match Carson with Diggs coming back too. Man. Hey, look, John, you see the at the top where it says in that first the second comment, second and third comment. Oh yeah, those edges were good. But look, John, you see the second and third comment. If you want to jump on here, you can. Just follow that link, and you can come right on here and you can talk too. I see you talking from YouTube. So if you want to jump on, come on in. Hold on, should we get rid of Dak if he sells us? Slowly. We can't get rid of Dak now. What you mean? Should we get rid of him? You just made him the highest paid player in NFL history. You can't get rid of him now. It's almost, I don't want to use the word stuck with him, but that's your quarterback. Like T.O. said. Yes, indeed. What's up? Oh, I see it. Steelers fans. What's up? What's up, Rob? Hey, The Steelers. Let's talk about the Steelers. What is up? Ha ha! I already knew this was going to start. Here you go with this stuff. Hey, look. After what happened with Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shay, you can't call me no more. Ain't no more. Yeah, whenever you ready to talk about those Steelers, let's go. Let's go. All right, I see. Is that you, John? All right. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna add you on.
Yo, yo.
Ooh, with the Cowboys cap. Let's
You
go.
already know.
Yeah. Hold
You
on.
already know. I wasn't expecting this.
Hey, this is why I did it. So I used to do this a lot, and then I stopped. But I'm
Uh-huh.
like, man, I'm about to start this back up. And my people that usually jump on here, they begged me to do this, right?
Gotcha.
So I already
Gotcha.
prepared myself. If I'm gonna do this by myself, I already got my notes and stuff from the game. So now I got you.
Hey, let's chop it up, man. I'm a big Cowboys fan,
Okay, all right.
but
Hey,
I'm a real one too. You know.
okay. So when you say you're a real one, what do you mean? You don't hesitate to give them a little criticism?
Yeah, I mean, like
Exactly.
calling the game for what it is, and you know, the down part of watching a live football game,
Mm-hmm.
it's still a snapshot.
Right.
You
True.
know, because there's
True.
so much stuff that's happening
Right.
in the game. Like I look at that game against the Browns,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody want to talk about how bad Deshaun Watson looked.
Right.
I'm like, well, how great our defense was. Don't take nothing away from him. Our defense, we couldn't stop the run for nothing.
Right.
And when I watched the Jets play the 49ers, I
Mm-hmm.
said that reminded me of the Cowboys not being able to do anything against the run game.
Right. Right. You mean last year?
Last year. Last year. And the
Right.
year
Right.
before that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So do you think Dallas was trying to they you in my opinion on defense under Quinn.
Dan Quinn.
They wanted to be so fast, right? That they
Mm-hmm.
didn't have enough girth. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Like
I agree with that.
I don't understand with so is Overshown that much bigger than J-Ron Curse?
He's not. He's
Right.
not.
But it seemed like he had more power with the tackles though, right?
When I saw him barrel down on Deshaun Watson
Mm-hmm.
from the secondary, and he beeline for him and made that tackle for a loss. I said, "Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that, and I don't know how long. We have something there."
Okay.
So he's a player. There's one
Okay.
player, and I'm not sure where you're taking this whole, because I don't want to take up your broadcast, but I love to stay on here as long as possible.
You can stay on this joint for as long as you want to talk. I just put this
Got
on here in case people wanted to talk about the game. You know what I
got
mean? We fan. I'm a fan just like you.
That's it. That's it. So hey, so there's a guy that I feel like, and I feel like we need to have him.
Mm-hmm.
Kelvin Harmon. He's a wide receiver.
Okay.
He was in the preseason, had some catches, but there's just something about him
Okay.
that I feel like we could definitely use.
Okay.
He was number 84. I don't know. Look him up, Kelvin Harmon.
Okay. Look, I'm
He
taking
was.
notes. I'm writing them down from a big time Cowboys fan.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He's a wide receiver. So look, you don't like what is his name?
Flournoy.
Flournoy, but the other guy, the big body guy, he kind of like is a tweener, like a tight end. Stevens.
I haven't seen enough of his body of work yet.
Okay. All right.
I saw enough from Kelvin Harmon to know that he is he gives me like a Mike Evans type of feel. He's not going to blow the top off the defense, but he's going to be a possession guy. Get you some extra yards, like something like that. Like he's that kind of player.
And who was he playing for?
He played for the Redskins or the
Okay.
Commanders,
Right.
but then he went to the XFL. He was over in that league for a little while, and we called him up this year. So he was in our preseason. He had his first catch. He had like a skinny post, and he ran some dude over.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh. And then he had another catch on the side. I'm like, everything that was thrown to him, he caught.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what? Hold on. I want to go back to something you said that you haven't seen Overshown, the way he ran down Deshaun Watson. What about Clark? The linebacker.
Right. Yeah.
He ran down Justin Fields.
Right. Right. He did, but when we talk about with this new scheme right here,
right,
the responsibilities, and how if Overshown's not there, that's a big game. That's a move to change, type of deal with what Deshaun Watson, was trying to do.
Yeah, and the play you're talking about, I think Overshown outran Micah, right?
He did. He did.
Yeah.
He did.
That shows something right there.
It really does, and I know, so this was my thoughts coming into the season. I'm like, man, we didn't really, we needed to get a running back, and I still feel that way. I feel like we need to either trade for one, or do something, make some type of move, because I feel like Zeke is going to be our red zone monster. I don't know who we have from 20 to 20 right now.
True.
We'll use Zeke, but he's really not the 20 to 20 guy no more.
Right.
We need somebody like that daggone running back from the 49ers that's backing up McCaffrey.
It just can't. No. Let's get this straight. Whatever running back the 49ers throw in there is going to get 100 yards, right?
Right. It's their scheme, right?
Because the dude that got hurt in preseason, number 25, he did good before McCaffrey was there.
Right.
I forgot his name.
I said McCaffrey got a big check, so he gets to,
Listen, McCaffrey earns that big check. In my
opinion.
He did. Yeah, like I thought it was kind of like not a fluke, but when he played for Carolina, I kind of dismissed it because it was like the garbage type yards, like it didn't. But last year,
he earned every bit of that
on him, man, and it was a couple games where Kittle and Debo were out,
right?
So they were stacking the box, and he was still getting through.
Right?
So I got to give him credit.
Yeah, he's a ball player. He's definitely a ball player.
Yeah. All right. So hold on. One other thing. I saw your comment that it said, I like our edges too, right?
Yeah.
So do you, because I love what Micah and Tank did, right? It was just pressure everywhere. And the rookie came on and got a couple.
Leland.
Do you give them full credit, or do you hold back a little bit because Cleveland's tackles were out?
So the league is the league.
Right.
And yeah, maybe they didn't have neither one of their starters. But you can see how like our scheme already is different this year than it was last year.
Absolutely.
It seems like they are, it's almost like they're picking the fights now and not letting the fight come to them and defending themselves. If you know what I mean. I feel like there's a little bit of bully, like, to have Micah and Tank on the same side at certain, on certain downs. Yeah. I've never seen that since they've been together.
Thank you. Why didn't Dan Quinn do that? He was moving Micah around, but he never got him comfortable. It didn't look like to me.
Right. Agreed.
And I've never coached football or never played in the NFL, so I can't speak for him. But in my opinion, Micah Parsons is a combo to me. This is just to me of Lawrence Taylor. I know that's high praise.
Right.
Derek Thomas.
Okay.
He reminds me a little bit. This might go back a little too far for you, but do you know who Chris Dolman is?
Yes, I do.
Play
Yeah.
for the Vikings. He
Yes.
reminds me of all those guys. And then TJ Watt.
I can see it. I can
And he
see it.
reminds me a little bit of DeMarcus Ware, right?
I can see it. I can see it.
Do you remember any of those guys being in pass coverage?
Right. Ha. Right.
All of
And
those guys. Oh, and Von Miller.
and Vaughn. Right.
All of
Right.
them are undersized pass rushers
Right.
that you would send them in there to go get the quarterback, but you don't waste their talent having them go cover a
Don't cover.
receiver. Come
Right.
on, man.
Right. And you know what's crazy? He went into coverage in this game.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
Stop.
and so I think I feel like, you know, I don't know if we'll do it by, you know, we're going to see where we are in after week 3 when we play the Ravens. I feel like the New Orleans game is it's a good tune up again. We're going to have more of our identity.
Don't set them up. Don't set them up.
I can't listen. Derek Carr, I can't see. You know, now we're gonna see a better running back, right? With Kamara,
Absolutely.
Alvin Kamara. So we'll see a better running back, but he's gonna have to take that pounding for 4 quarters.
If they stick with the run, I don't know what it is about teams, and I'm not trying to jinx the Cowboys, of course, but why don't teams stick with the run against Dallas? I don't get it. Because we, like you said, we always have trouble stopping the run. And the dude Ford, what did he have? Like 10 carries for 42 yards, but I think they got behind too much.
Right. But you figure that's 4.2, but those were in different spurts. Like I don't think he ever got a big run.
Right.
You know,
I don't think he ever groove either.
No, and so that's what I'm saying. Like our run scheme and run fits are even different than what they were a year ago, 2 years ago.
Absolutely.
So and this will be a really, really good test. You know, this New Orleans game, just to see how do we handle a running back that can really run. And then I think, you know, you have to now, and I'm getting too far ahead, but you have to spy a Lamar Jackson. And so Overshawn may be our spy piece.
I like it.
He might be the spy guy.
I like it. Hey, look, he might be the spy guy this week for Kamara.
He could be.
Remember a couple of years ago we played them and they put Jordan Lewis on Kamara the whole game. He just was Kamara's spy. So maybe we can do that again. Put Jay Lou back
we still got him. We still got Jay Lou.
And Jay Lou still is out there hitting people.
He is. And I think that with Jordan Lewis, I feel like he's been, you know, making a name. He take 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. I feel like he's trying to solidify himself on this defense as a mainstay because Deron Bland is out right now. So we got Colin Kaysen as the other corner taking his spot. Jordan's the nickel. Do we bump Colin Kaysen to the nickel once Bland comes back and we got Bland and Diggs? Like, so we have like, so Jordan Lewis is trying to solidify you cannot take me off the field.
Right. Hey, we got a Cowboys hater in the comments.
Oh yeah, I can't see the comments now.
Hey, Jason, come on in here. He's a Skins fan, but he's cool.
Oh man.
And look, I'm like you, because you said Redskins earlier. I forgot I was supposed to say the Commanders. Still the Redskins. Hey, still the Redskins, man.
Well, what he's saying? I can't see the comments.
He just said he's talking about them. What's up, Javier? Come on in. The link is the first. So that link worked good.
Yes, I'm in here.
Okay, yep. All right, cool. I got the link. Is the first comment or the second comment, y'all? If y'all want to join in. What did you ask? I forgot. I looked at them.
I was saying how Jordan Lewis is trying to solidify his spot,
right?
So that way, even if this young boy is playing well when Deron Bland comes back, that's his spot.
Yep.
And so Jordan Lewis is like, yo, I don't want to be, hanging on by the skin of my teeth. I want to be a mainstay. And he's been there long enough to garner that.
Yep.
And so I think that he's earned it. He's earned it. And but it's nice to know that we have depth at a lot of positions. I feel like I'm okay without depth at receiver, but I would like a little bit more.
Right. Yep. No, I agree with you with that. Because after Brandon Cooks,
right.
Are you sold on our rookie from last year?
You talking about who we had? Turpin, who we got? Tolbert. That's who you talking about.
Jalen Tolbert.
Not yet. And
I love him in preseason
and
in training camp.
Right.
But in the game, I gotta see it.
You gotta show me. And you know what? And it could be a thing. And I was talking to one of my friends. He's a diehard Eagles fan.
Okay.
And
hey, make sure you tell him about this so he can
absolutely
too. Tell him to come on in.
Yeah.
I like having Eagles fans on here. I love them.
He's out of the country right now, but I'm gonna follow you, and the next time you up, I'm definitely gonna hop on.
Okay.
Because in fact, we were trying to figure out how to start a podcast and do all of this and just talk football.
You got one.
I don't love our receiver depth. I'm okay with it, and this is where I feel like that kid Kelvin Harmon, having him as a placeholder somewhere.
Okay.
I feel like he can fill a void. For if Brandon Cooks go down, I feel like he can be another receiver because he I'm telling you, just watch those 2 or 3, 4 catches that he had in this preseason.
Okay.
And it's really the first catch that impressed me more than anything.
Okay. I like it.
And so, but I still, like I said, I'll say this again. I still feel like we need that running back from 20 to 20.
Yeah. So you're not sold on Dowdle?
Nah, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. How about you?
I'm not. When I saw Zeke start, I was like, I don't know if they just don't trust Dowdle yet, or if they were paying homage to Zeke because with that number 15, he was back in Ohio.
Right.
Because I'm gonna tell you the truth, I tweeted that I thought it was kind of disrespectful that they weren't going to start Zeke.
Right. It would be.
You know the history. You know he's from Ohio State.
Right. He's home.
Yeah, you gotta let him start, and he did great too because
he did
that block. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about though. That he stoned him.
Right.
He stoned him, and that's what you get with Zeke. And so I think we're gonna have to pick our spots, and everything. Dak's play though, he didn't have a lot of yards, but the thing that sold me on Dak. I've been a Dak fan anyway.
I'm ready to hear this. Hold on one sec. Hold on one second.
Yep.
Hey Nick, I'm putting the I just typed in the link in the comments. All right, so you'll see that. Just follow the link and you can jump on in. Got another
Come on, Nick.
Got another Skins fan. I love it. I love our division guys. But all the guys that come on here, they know football. So it's not that stupid F your team and
right. It's real football knowledge.
They talk some sports. Hey, Danny, come on in too. You see that I put the link in the comments. But back to, you said back to Dak or Zeke? Which
Yes,
one was that?
Dak.
So I personally, and I hope she just put what about Dak too?
I
Because
got you.
she
I got
loves
you.
Dak, right? So all right, so everybody knows that I'm kind of Nick, it's on, the link is on YouTube. So you don't know my YouTube. Hold on, I'm gonna send it to your messenger. Um for Dak, I prefer Dak to be the way he was this week.
Uh-huh.
I know everybody else loves Dak from last year that was slinging the ball around. He wasn't dink and dump Dak. He was throwing the ball down
Right.
the field, and he put up great numbers, right?
Right.
I think he threw 36 touchdowns and only 9
Uh-huh.
interceptions, right? About
Correct. Yep.
4,700 yards, right?
Right.
However, when he plays like Sunday, let the defense do their thing, and after every drive, end it with a kick.
Right.
You know what
Right.
that means? I either want every drive to end with an extra point, a
Right.
field goal, or a punt. I'm good with a
Right.
punt. If you
Right.
punt the ball, I'm good with it. With our defense,
Right.
all you
Right.
got to do, now that you're paid, you're the highest paid player in NFL history, right?
Right.
What do you have to prove? You
Right. He gotta
already
get
paid.
he
So
gotta
all
get
you
that
got to
he
do,
gotta get that ring.
so what's the best season Dak ever had? Not him, but the
Mm-hmm.
team had under with him was his rookie season.
Right.
They were 13-3, the number 1 seed, first round bye, right?
Uh-huh.
He only
Uh-huh.
threw for 23 touchdowns,
Right.
but
Right.
he only
Right.
had 4 interceptions.
Right.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Now they don't have the running game they had then, so he can't rely on
Right.
the running game. So he's
Right.
going to have to probably have some big games throwing the ball.
Right.
But he only, what did he have, 1 touchdown and no interceptions?
Correct.
All
Yeah.
I need you
Yeah.
to do is drive that bus. Just drive
Right.
the bus,
Right.
make a
Right.
couple big plays on third downs, when we need you to. But you can punt. I don't mind a punt.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And see now, the advantage that we have is just getting across the 50 with the kicker that we have. That's a major piece. But I feel like there will be times like, so I feel like Dak has the ability to lead us down the field to do what we need to do. Like if it comes down to it, if it's a thing like where we need a game winning drive,
Uh-huh.
I feel like Dak can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, his rookie year, he had the run game, and so
Yes.
maybe with the different backs that we have, maybe combined, we'll have a decent run game potentially. But what
True.
I was going to say about Dak, what impressed me the most in his first game and all the time of me seeing him was the pass that he threw to Brandon Cooks.
Uh-huh.
He That first touchdown. If
Mm-hmm.
you watch that, he threw the ball before Brandon Cooks even got out of his break. He was at the
Yep.
top of his stem, getting ready to break,
Yep.
and the
I
ball was
definitely
already
saw that.
in the air. And I said, "Man, this is different." And so Dak has already showed command of the offense.
Mm-hmm.
I like our rookie tackles. I like our line right now. Um, I do feel like this is a year to where Jerry, I feel like with him signing Dak or
Uh-huh.
doing a deal before that first game,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he did something different that in all of my years watching him, I've never seen him do. Like he said, I'm not going to play with this belabor this the whole season. Is Dak getting paid? Is he not getting paid? Because at one point I thought we were entertaining Shador, but then when I was watching our preseason games, I said, nah, I'm closing the door on Shador. I'm
Wait.
closing the door on Shador.
So wait.
Um,
So wait. Why? Why'd you say that? Because of his performance? Because I never thought we had a chance to get Shador. You know why?
no,
You know
uh-huh,
why?
Wow.
Dak Prescott is your quarterback. You're not
Right.
going to be bad enough to get Shador.
Right. So this is what was going through my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that you know, when I saw we didn't add any running backs,
Mm-hmm.
and at
Mistake.
this point, right, and at this point, CD Lamb's contract was still not taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have a bunch of, Joes and Jims out there at receiver. Dak, the comments that he was making, expressing, other teams, other quarterbacks have played for other teams.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not being afraid to test the waters. And so in my mind, I'm like, well, this may be it for us. This may be uh, uh, the Cowboys again. We embrace the limelight. At least Jerry does.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry loves attention. He wants to be the center of it. But after taking care of business and taking care of Dak, it became a whole new thing. Like he's on a different level right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because in all your years as a fan and watching the Cowboys, when have you ever seen him sign on opening day?
Never. And then what? Like 2 hours before kickoff?
Right.
He's crazy, man. Jerry's
Right.
crazy. Hey, hold on. I'm gonna come back. I wrote it down. I'm gonna come back to the contract. I want to go back to the contract because I'm still mad that they waited that long to sign him because you took longer than you needed to and you paid more for both of them by waiting. I don't understand that, man. All right, Nick, I'm letting you come on here. Wild Lake, I see Wild Lake representing.
Yeah, you know why I put that on?
Why?
Because I'm a Commander fan and I wasn't about to do that right now.
Hey, hold on though. I like your quarterback though.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels.
I like
him too, bro. He looked good. I mean, he was under pressure too. He looked good.
See,
it's just nothing else looked good. Nothing else looked good, really.
That's
it. Defense was all right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We ended up stopping them up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't disgusting. Could have got ugly. But we don't really need to talk about us though, bro. Like it ain't
you
really.
You can. Hey, you know me. Look, I don't even have the Cowboys collaboration up here. It's Go and Crank. Everybody.
Hey, I respect that, baby. I'm all the way out here in LA.
Yes, sir.
Where's that?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about.
Hardly home, always repping, baby. Hey, so here's my thing though, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how I would take this because, not like this year second one of them to me after Romo, right?
Mm-hmm.
And extremely good quarterbacks, almost like Hall of Fame numbers, right? And once your numbers is that good, you really can't argue. But playoff nightmare, and so look, I had Kirk Cousins on my team not that long ago. You know what I'm saying? So I know what it's like. I can't figure this camera out. This shit weird. I'm trying to just be in the. Here we go. That's better.
Yeah. Okay.
I had Kirk Cousins. That's a hella number person and ain't gonna win you shit. It's cool. Obviously, Dak is better than him. Lamar is better than him. But my question to you guys is, we got Mahomes out here. Mahomes won week 1. He looked good, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm just talking about the league in general, right?
Right.
And I don't know if we've ever seen quarterbacks as good that don't win in the playoffs.
Right.
I mean, they're up there, bro. Like regular season, they were the 2 best players in the league really last year, right?
You mean Cousins and Dak?
No. I mean Dak and Lamar.
Okay. Cousins in there too?
Nah, hell nah.
No, Cousins does good in the regular season.
I mean, I don't care who's he played for now. He played for the
Atlanta.
Atlanta, yo.
But Minnesota was pretty good with him.
Not last year, really, right? Maybe they were.
He got hurt last year.
They can get to the playoffs, but Kirk always chokes when the lights are, with the lights.
Right. When it's a Sunday night game. Yeah.
hold up. You're a Cowboy fan saying that.
I'm a football fan.
No, I
I'm a
know you are, but
yeah.
you's a real Cowboy fan, and I know that because you rep DC so hard. You got to be a real Cowboy fan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I respect it, bro. If you always been that, you always that. You ain't never changed up. I hooping against you 30 years ago at Supreme Court. You was all about it. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
well, my question is this, because I don't even mean to drop shit. I'm working on, as a producer on Deshaun and Shady's podcast right now.
Okay.
Right?
Oh wow, that's what's
Okay.
up.
Yeah. And I worked on Matt Barnes some too, but my question is like, what is it in the playoffs that makes them boys shut down? And I know for a fact you don't want to believe that will happen again this year because we seen what happened week 1. Dak on fire already, bro. It is what it is, bro. He a beast. He cold blooded. It don't even really, if he playing like that and the coaching staff is doing what they was doing last game,
Mm-hmm.
y'all gonna run through the regular season until you except your toughest games, in my
Right.
opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles didn't look as good as y'all to me.
Mm-hmm.
And us and the Giants ain't gonna fuck with y'all.
Right.
Maybe if we get lucky once. What is going to be different this year with Dak? What's going to be different with Lamar?
Mm-hmm.
And does that contract add even more pressure to both of them?
So, okay, can I answer? Can I
Please
start
do.
off with
I'm
the answer?
quiet. I'm quiet now. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think the biggest issue that we've had in the playoffs in these last couple of years has been our run defense.
Mm-hmm.
And so teams were able to get, multiple first downs, move the chains. It becomes a thing like where after a while, when you can't stop the run, then everything else is just one thing after another just starts to fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Dak trying to press, trying to do a little bit more than he probably should. Throw the ball away here, take a sack there, punt it, try to put us in better field positions. Let's try to get some points. But when you know that your defense is leaking like a sieve,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not able to stop the run, and then before you know it, first down, touchdown, first down, field goal, first
Mm-hmm.
down, field goal, first down, touchdown.
It'll
So I
beat you
feel
up.
like now, go ahead,
I would
bro.
say,
I say it'll beat you up.
It
mm-hmm.
will. So I feel like now, I mean, I now if this was a sample size against the Browns with somebody trying to run the ball, a quarterback that is mobile, and just our defensive scheme look different. When have I'm sure you watched a few Cowboys games here and there, whatever. When have you ever seen DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons lined up on the same side?
I don't know if I ever saw it.
Right. And
And,
don't forget DeMarcus Lawrence was in he
and
was in the middle too. He was
right.
playing nose tackle on third down.
So he was in a one technique.
Yep.
He was in his regular edge on the edge.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that this is right now just a different recipe. I feel like the difference between now, let's say by the time we get to the playoffs, everybody's pretty much optimized. Like you're at the best you're going to be.
Mm-hmm.
None of the vets really playing these preseason games. So the first game is like the warm up. Okay, let's see what we got. And it's only going to get better, for everybody, like as the season continues to unfold. And so I'm glad that we're seeing the Ravens in week 3 and not week 8.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Ravens in week 8 is completely different than week 3.
Right.
Now, and so, and we're going to be playing. I think we're playing at Dallas, in Dallas.
Oh yeah.
And so we have a few things. You gonna be there? You gonna be in the house?
Oh, yeah, I'll be there.
Man, that's a big game, boy.
It's gonna be huge. And that's the only difference, bro. That I'm thinking, like between this Cowboys team, this rendition of the Cowboys as opposed to in the past.
Mm-hmm.
It feels different.
So
it looks different.
So what you're saying?
You mentioned about stopping the run. Don't forget Tony Pollard got hurt too. the
Right.
year before when they played
Before.
San Francisco.
Right.
Yeah, and that hurt. That hurt when Tony
That's
Right.
Romo.
We
all.
couldn't run the ball.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all good points. It is.
Uh-huh.
And I think what I hear you saying is that uh, the whole team wasn't clicking when it came down
Right.
to it because the run wasn't getting stopped, and so
Right.
therefore maybe I don't know what that says exactly about Dak because I mean I'm not trying to get on y'all about this. To me, he don't look like the same guy, just like Lamar don't look like the same guy when the playoffs start.
When they play.
Now I'm
Right.
hearing you say the defense, and if you're saying that can affect him that much, and it's really just a whole team, they need to be clicking at the same time. So, like whether it's coaching, the running back being there, whoever he ends up being, and the defense trying new things. I mean, that's a good point. I hadn't seen Mike and I hadn't seen him on the same side. So,
Mhm.
you know,
Ju-
and confidence can build with him while they're making changes on the defense, and it can happen at the same time and because of it. So I feel you. I mean, I hope you're right. To me, it doesn't make sense the way these dudes change the way the playoff when the playoffs start.
All right, so
I
So
just
let
so
me
don't.
just check.
well,
Let me make one last point.
okay,
One last
okay,
point.
okay.
So just think about it. It's 3rd and 6. They're on your 28-yard line. You're in the playoffs. The quarterbacks are getting ready to go in. They run the ball for 12 yards. Now the
Yeah.
quarterback has to wait a little bit longer. It's 3rd and 8 now. This is it. They should be coming off the field.
I
They
mean,
they
that's a
did
good
some
point. I mean, Mahomes' defense is spicy, bro. So I feel what you're saying.
yeah. Yeah,
He
because they
he looking at that shit like get him, cuz.
right. Money
I'm,
down, the money downs count,
Right,
especially when they count.
right. All
you're
right,
right.
so let me go back to so you asked about Dak and who else did you? Oh, and Lamar.
Lamar,
And Lamar.
just
All right,
because they elite, top paid, and they both seem to be like the best. If they weren't the best in the regular season, other
mm-hmm,
than Mahomes, they the
mm-hmm.
best. Like
Right.
Lamar was the best player in the league last year
Yeah.
in the regular season, and
Yep.
Dak was like up there, bro.
Right there.
Right.
We just talked about his numbers last year, remember? Before he
Uh-huh.
Crazy
came on.
numbers.
So here's my thought about this. One, Lamar did improve to me last year because they made it to the AFC Championship.
They did.
The only team to beat them was Mahomes, and they
Right.
played them tough.
Who they
It's hard.
beat? Who they beat? Because they got a bye. So who
I know
they
they
beat?
beat. I know they beat C.J. Stroud.
So that's
That's the only
Houston.
That's the
Right.
only person they beat because they got a bye.
Okay. So
Okay,
I
so
know,
He
you
but
only had one.
he
they
won
still
in
had
3 or 2-4 in the playoffs. One or the
right.
other.
Right. No, I'm with you. But so and then to go to Dak.
But hold on, let me
You
say one thing about the Lamar thing. Let me say one thing.
okay.
Lamar in that game that he lost in the playoffs last year, he just looked like a different guy. I remember one play, he had like 8 or 9 seconds. He ran out to the right. He was approaching the line of scrimmage. He could have threw the ball away easily or he just took a sack like he couldn't make his mind up. Like he couldn't do it. Like it was the dumbest thing ever. He
Right.
ran all the way out and then took like a 2.5-yard sack when all he had to do was toss it. Like he was just stuck.
You saying just throw it away. Throw
Just
it
stop looking clueless in the playoffs. That's
right.
what I'm saying. Why
Right.
is that?
Yeah. All right. So I
But you can move
what
on to that. Go ahead. I just
no.
want
We'll go back to Lamar because this counts for both of them, right? I feel like
they the two best
defenses.
quarterbacks that ain't winning, right? That they ain't
Yep.
win a championship. Is
Yep.
that safe?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
good. That's
Because
perfect.
you got to
All right,
remember
cool.
in the playoffs, everybody steps up too, right?
Right.
And
Except Lamar and Dak.
but not everybody. So you think CJ Stroud looked like the regular season CJ Stroud when he played Baltimore? Like
It
the
looked
other,
it
you
looked
gotta
kind of
remember.
it
You
looked
gotta
kind of
remember. Huh? Go ahead.
no,
Go
no.
ahead.
I mean, the game wasn't extraordinary to me. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't look bad. He looked like he had potential and he got beat by a better team. That's what it looked like to me. It looked reasonable to me. He got beat by Lamar and Lamar was the MVP.
Right.
Right.
Right. And so last year, I think Dallas ran into Green Bay and Jordan Love just got him. They got Dallas because they had them on their heels from the first quarter, like you said.
That game just got love, all that money, bro.
Huh?
It did.
That
It
game
did.
got love, all that money, bro.
Yeah, he got paid. You need to say thank you.
He stayed there long enough. I mean, you know what I mean? He deserves it. They deserve
Yeah, he
it.
waited it. He waited his turn, and then when he got
Yep.
his turn, he did his thing. You got to
Yep.
give him his respect. I just feel like, man, they throw in the house at
It's
these
too
dudes.
much. It's too
Like
much.
I just wish they would. I wish they could pay other people on the Cowboys a little more, and Dak didn't need so much money. You know what I
Right.
mean? But
Yep.
I ain't mad about it. I mean, the quarterback get paid what he get paid, but
That's
Mahomes
it.
the only one that deserve that money right now.
Yeah.
Thank you. And that's what I said. I know I pissed off a whole bunch of Cowboys fans, but I still don't understand. And there's nothing against Dak, because I think the same thing about Jalen Hurts, about Joe Burrow, about
Mhm.
Justin Herbert. Nobody in the NFL should be paid more than Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
It makes
Right.
no. I don't care when you sign. You can
I
sign.
agree. Is Mahomes
So-
is Mahomes taking less money for his team though? Like how
He just signed. He signed his contract when he signed it, and everybody after him has gotten paid more.
That's crazy.
I mean,
It's crazy how that shit works, bro. Like
it's crazy, but it's not like it happens every time. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of surprised that CD didn't get a penny more than Justin Jefferson.
So I am too, because that's the way it goes. And
yes,
just because it's the way it goes, because Justin Jefferson, the best receiver in the league, CD probably number 2. I mean, that's probably fair. You know, maybe Chase, maybe it's a couple others, but
wait. You forgot the league's biggest
Tariq?
threat. Yes,
I'm with that. I'm with that. But see,
Tyreek the freak.
but CD and Justin Jefferson is like, that's we talking about top 3, top 5. We talking about right now. So
yep.
But Justin Jefferson, I think, is a little better than CD.
And don't forget Jamar Chase.
That don't mean that
Jamar
CD
Chase
should have got
to
more
get them
money.
all. Jamar Chase going to get them.
And you heard him say, "I just want a penny more." He good friends with Justin Jefferson, right? So he just talking that shit.
Yep. I already know.
Can you imagine? I'm not talking about having that kind of money. Listen, I ain't never been broke. I ain't never been rich. But to be able to talk shit about a penny more when you're talking about 33 million a year,
it's great,
shit,
right?
Hey, Phil, imagine if we was talking shit to each other, like, bro,
right.
I mean? Like, that'd be crazy, bro.
But check it out.
Hard to be mad at you.
But check it out though. We talked about the Mahomes contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
So his contract is for 10 years, 500 mil. So he's a half a billy. Mm-hmm. So that's they have to do multiple contracts to even get into his realm and outside of like his endorsements and all of that other stuff. That's all whatever. But he's the first $500 million contract.
Right, that solidifies him, and he he's not going nowhere because he don't want to go nowhere. Gives him a lot of. It gives him a lot of, a lot of assurances.
Right. And now you think about it, I got you on a 10-year contract, and the way that the money moves in the NFL, they can just keep moving things around. Their cupboards will never be empty. They'll be able to always have enough to add this piece, add that piece, get this player, get that player at a reasonable price because they're winning. And, if you ring chasing and after you've been in the league for a while, that's the desire. That's the game. I'm trying to win a ring, And so, if you come here, that those odds increase significantly. Significantly.
I agree.
And you got one of the better.
This dude Dak win a Super Bowl, and he turns into a superhero as far as pop culture is concerned.
Oh, for sure. You know
what I mean? Yeah. Good looking dude. He'll have advertisements everywhere.
Oh, for sure.
That shit.
Yeah. I think we just need to be extremely aggressive and go target a nice running back. Go poach somebody, get a player for somebody's team. Mm-hmm. Give up some draft capital to get something, because if we really, and it seems like this is really an all in for Jerry. If you really bout it, go get that. and then go get another low hanging fruit receiver that's still trying to make a point in this league, just so that way you got to go all in. Just back up the truck. Are you trying to
I mean, this
win?
is definitely the year.
This is it.
I
This is
mean,
it.
bro, the only problem is it's like you got like the 96, you got like the 95 Jordan Bulls in the league at the same time as you.
Right, right,
Through
right,
Mahomes,
You know what I'm
right. Yeah,
saying? Like
you're
you
right.
got
You're right.
and literally like he the only other player 1 year with Kobe and Shaq maybe. But
right,
Mahomes is the only person that I felt like I knew who was going to win the championship next year other than Mike.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right.
What he's
Big
done has been
facts.
crazy. Like maybe Tom Brady 1 year, 2 years or something, but I don't think not like this.
Right.
He winning too much too fast, and it's so many bright lights on it, and it's not fucking him up at all.
Right.
Well, you know what it is, and we know that this is an offensive driven league. If you have the right play caller, if you have like Andy Reid, I think he's now
He's a
getting enough of
genius,
his
bro.
credit. He's like he did it with Philly. He did it with
Mhm.
the Eagles.
He
Yeah,
did it.
He's been winning.
yeah,
You're right. Yo,
But he just didn't win the big one.
yeah.
hearing Shady McCoy talk about him, bro, is like he like he that's why he went in about Bieniemy, and I think, bro, I think the way they still playing and the fact that Bieniemy is nowhere is basically proof that Bieniemy wasn't calling a damn play, bro.
Nah.
Like I don't even know what the fuck he was doing.
Hey, collecting the check, baby.
And
Straight
he
up and
already
down,
out of
bro.
Washington.
He wasn't even a great running back when he was playing. He was super mediocre.
Right, right. He was middle of the pack.
Super
Yeah,
mediocre
absolutely
for
right.
an NFL running back. I ain't trying to do that.
Yeah,
Right.
You know what
No,
I
yeah.
you're
mean?
absolutely right.
Hey,
It's a
listen,
couple.
wifey is calling me right now about dinner. I just wanted to ask about them quarterbacks, bro. I want to give Dak his respect. I did not want to talk about no Commanders, bro.
Salute, salute. Hey, I think y'all gonna be all right, man. I think this is what I'll say before you go. So I think Dan Quinn is gonna have your defense humming pretty soon. It just takes him a little while to figure out his personnel because he's a genius too on that side of the
He
ball.
is. He is.
I think he always gets the skill guys. Like you're gonna start seeing a lot of interceptions, things of that nature. I think like where he's always had problems were with his run fits. Cause and you think about it, when they was winning that Super Bowl, he should have won the Super Bowl against Tom Brady down in Atlanta. But he got too cute. He tried to throw the
No,
ball and do
you
all of
talking
this.
about Mahomes? You talking
No,
No,
about
he's
Mahomes?
talking about Quinn.
Oh,
Dan
oh, okay,
Quinn.
okay. You
Yeah,
talking about Atlanta? Okay, yeah,
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 Atlanta.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I think you guys are gonna be more competitive than you might even realize. Dan Quinn's gonna have your defense humming. Like he changed the culture. Like he started
yeah.
the trend and the
Hmm.
train that the Cowboys are on. He brought that. We didn't have a defense like that 3 or 4 years ago.
I feel what you're saying. I mean, you know what? And I'll accept it and I appreciate what you're saying and I hope what you're saying is true. But Baker Mayfield looked like Patrick Mahomes last week, bro. Straight up and down he did, bro. Listen, we were three people in the backfield couldn't touch him. He just boop boop gone. Like, get out of here, yo.
Hey, hey, he was the #1 overall pick for a reason, though.
This is
Yeah,
true.
bro, they trash in Cleveland, bro. Why would they throw all that money at that boy? Why would they
Right.
do that? It's
Right,
over for Deshaun Watson, bro.
You
right,
think
yeah.
so?
I think it is, bro. His mental is done. He can't make a throw. He don't look like he playing football out there even, bro.
Well,
So
well.
you
See, look, and this
okay?
this is
So
what
you look.
this is what I'm gonna say, big dog. I think that he faced a true #1 defense. Like he faced some real dogs. It's
Mhm,
different. You're not gonna look the same playing against like some hunters.
mhm.
And that's what we have, a bunch of hunters on that. Everybody out there hunting. Overshawn. Everybody's a hunter. And
I
I think
respect
that's the
that.
first time,
I respect that.
and
He
so
just
I
he
think
just caught
Deshaun,
he just caught another charge though too. Like he need to relax.
yeah,
He
yeah.
did. Oh man, he tripping. He tripping. Hey, look, I was gonna say this too, and not to take away from anything Dallas did, but we talked about it before you came on here. They were missing their tackles. I got to give them
Yeah,
that. I
Yeah,
gotta
both
give
of
him
their tackles.
that.
My man Mahomes made it to the Super Bowl and lost without his tackle.
That's why he lost, though.
But he made it to the Super Bowl.
I got you. Because it's Mahomes. That's
And,
why.
and he had Andy
That's
Reid
why
as
he
the
should
head
be the
coach.
top. That's why he should be the top.
You got Andy Reid as the head coach, and he still had weapons. He had Tyreek the Freak, and he
Right.
had some other role players at receiver, and he had a
Oh,
pretty decent run game.
he had a
And
good
he had
team,
Travis
bro.
Kelce.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
ready
he
to
had
say
a
don't
good
forget
team, bro.
Kelsey. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
look,
You out?
salute.
All right, bro.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you, man,
Hey,
for
man.
letting me in, bro. Good
All
to
right.
meet you.
Likewise.
Yup.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
That was awesome. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Hey, hold on. All right, so going back to the contract, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you think that if Dallas knew they were going to sign CeeDee Lamb before the season started, right? If they would have signed him right after the Super Bowl, you could have gotten him for a penny more than Tyreek Hill, right?
Right.
So why'd you wait until the end of preseason to sign him? You know it's the last year of his contract, so you know you got to give him an extension. You're not getting rid of him, right?
Right.
Jamar Chase, he can sit down somewhere because he still got 2 years on his. I don't understand why he was sitting out already.
He's seeing everybody else eating.
Huh? Yeah,
He's seeing everybody else eating.
2 years. He still got 2 years left on it, man.
Right.
Yeah, but no, I think, and then for Dak, if they knew they were going to sign him before the season started, why'd you wait until then? Was that just for attention? Because if it was, you spent way more money by waiting.
Right. So this is the thing, and I'm sure you've heard this term before. It takes money to make money.
Okay.
And so just think about how many weeks in a row from the time right after the Super Bowl up until, recently, the Cowboys' name have been mentioned on a weekly basis. So now you combine that with now people that don't even know what Cowboys are. They're gaining more fans just by the attention alone. Jerry Jones is a marketing genius.
Yes, he
is. What he does is he understands how to utilize, his position to create the leverage and garner the attention from every freaking media platform that's talking about the Dallas Cowboys. What that does is, how do you think they, $1 billion company now? It's not because he doesn't know how to do business. And so this is, it would have been wiser to sign sooner, but then how much conversation are you having throughout the offseason about the Dallas Cowboys?
Right.
And so to stay relevant, and the Cowboys are the most relevant team always. Because there's all like right now, Jerry knows that we need a running back, but he's like, I gotta let this play out a little bit more.
Right.
I gotta let this build, because when we start having these close games and some games like where, man, if we had a running back, I feel like, just seeing how everything is unfolding, I feel like they have their sights on somebody, and it's not Deuce Vaughn. I love the guy, but he can only, carry the ball 2 to 3 times, maybe 5 times max in a game.
Right.
He's not it. Dowdle, I'm going to see what he does this week, in New Orleans. I'm going to see how he plays. And really, it looks like he's trying to have a big play as opposed to letting the big play come.
Okay.
He's trying to create a big play.
Okay.
Like if you watch that 49ers game, that running back wasn't trying to create big runs. Big runs were just coming from the wings that were created.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like when you try to press, and this is like with Dak in the playoffs, he's trying to press to make plays, to make the throws, and it just doesn't go. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
You have to let it come to you.
And look, you saw he looked a whole lot different
Oh
in
yeah.
this game. That
Oh yeah.
again, it reminded me of 2016 Dak, where, in my opinion, and you probably gonna say this sounds crazy, he was more arrogant to me when he was a rookie. I don't know what it was, like an aura that he had around him, like that. I know I don't have any pressure on me because I'm a rookie.
Right.
So it
Right.
was like an arrogance he had with him. As
Well,
opposed to after that, he felt like it seemed like he felt like he had something to prove.
Right.
Until Sunday,
Right.
I'm the highest paid dude that ever played this game. I can
Right.
do what I want to do. I don't have any pressure. So
Right.
I wanted to get back to Nick when he said about the pressure because
Uh-huh.
of the contract. I think it actually took some pressure off of him because he
Right.
doesn't have anything to prove to get his
Right.
money. Now,
Right.
of course, he wants to win that Super Bowl. So
Right.
all you got to do with that is keep on renegotiating your contract so we can keep
Right.
signing it.
Right. Hey, do what
Hey,
we
look,
gotta do.
you already got your signing bonus.
Right.
He's
Right.
paid. He's set for life just from that signing bonus.
Right. And the guarantee is the guarantee. I definitely like what you're saying.
Yep.
And a part of you mentioned his rookie year,
Mm-hmm.
to where everything was already in place and the air of arrogance that he may have walked with, or walked in.
Mm-hmm.
That was the year he had a Dez. He had a young Zeke. And I feel like we removed Dez too soon. That's one of the guys that right now I still scratch my head over.
Yep.
And I'm like, what was Jerry thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do that? That was the worst feeling that I've ever felt as a Cowboys fan, because that one didn't make any sense.
Okay.
And
Even more than getting rid of DeMarcus Ware.
even getting rid of DeMarcus Ware.
Okay.
Like you think about it. I love DeMarcus Ware.
Uh-huh.
He was one of the best edge rushers that we've ever had.
Right.
However, he can only affect the game so much.
Right. Right.
Uh-huh. When Dez affects the game, he's bringing electricity. Throwing up the X, right? And it's supercharging.
Right.
What we do.
Mm-hmm.
So now, and it is, and because we've always had some really good receivers, like we've had Miles Austin, he was good. We had, of course, the great Michael Irvin. We've had, but we've had, we've always had really good receivers.
Mm-hmm.
We've always had a really good run game.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when those two are married is when we got Super Bowl rings. When we had a solid quarterback, because Troy Aikman wasn't the best in the league,
right?
But he had playmakers. He knew what to do, when to pull a trigger, who to give it to, how to control, how to lead. A lot of the traits that Dak has.
Right.
A lot of those traits. And now it's like, okay, moving forward, what we need to do is we need to go ahead and get ourselves an RB. Continue. Like I love the addition of Kendricks at linebacker. I thought he played his tail off. I just think that the sky is the limit. As long as we stay healthy.
And you're not sold with Dalvin Cook and Dalvin Cook.
I forgot all about Dalvin Cook.
Oh, okay.
I forgot all about him.
Okay.
I think he's a nice name. He's a household name. But I don't know what he's going to bring us from 20 to 20.
Right.
He might be the flip the field guy.
Okay.
He might have, 5 to 10 touches.
Right.
You give him 5 to 10. You give Zeke 5 to 10. You give Dowdle, you know,
Right.
3 to 8, and we're good. Now we're talking about a balance, but it's the ebbs and flows of the game. Like who has the hot hand, what's happening, and so you know, games they kind of the hand plays itself.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Yep.
but I forgot all about Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook, yeah.
I can't wait to see him.
Yeah, I think
He's on the practice squad.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So look, going back, I didn't want to cut you off when you said something about Dez when we let Dez go. Right? The main thing that I didn't like about that, of course, it hurt Dez's feelings. I know that, right? And you know, Jerry didn't want to let Dez go, right?
Right.
Because that summer, Dez was in his suite for that Beyonce concert. After they cut him.
That was a Jason Garrett thing.
Jason Garrett, or maybe Steven.
Or either that or he had some issue. Was it Witten too? Like I think it was a Garrett, Witten. Okay. It was one of those type of issues that existed because Jason Witten, he's a dog.
Right.
You know, and so
Hall of Famer.
Yeah. So when you look at our offense now, how many alphas do we have on offense right now?
On offense? Probably just CD, maybe.
And it's a maybe.
Yeah.
It's a maybe.
It's a maybe, yeah.
I
would have said Tyron Smith, but he's gone.
He's gone. And so you think about it. When we had Witten, when you have Dez, those are two alphas.
Right.
When you know those are two true alpha males.
Yeah.
You know,
maybe the rookie can step up, BB, the center. Because we still miss Frederick.
Right, we do. We do.
Really miss Frederick.
We do.
Zach Martin is a like a leader type. Like a quiet leader, but
he's a quiet.
Yeah,
he's a quiet.
Yeah.
So
that's about it, though. Now that you brought that up,
right? On defense, we got a bunch of them.
Nobody won't shut up on
nothing less than you know. But on offense,
look. Speaking of that, we just talked about J-Ron Curse. He was one.
Right.
He was one.
For sure. For sure. And so we'll see, you know, as things continue to unfold. Like you said, Dalvin Cook's on the practice squad. Let's see what type of disposition he brings, you know, to the franchise. I think, like you said, maybe CD, but is I haven't really seen that. God.
Right.
And it makes a difference. You know, you can look at the league. Travis Kelce's one of those guys. You know, you can look at, you know, just different teams. AJ Brown, he's one of those guys.
Yeah.
You know, for the Eagles.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like Lamar Jackson is that guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like even Patrick Mahomes is that guy.
Oh yeah.
You know,
they got two, Kelce too.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So it's like you gotta have that fire starter.
Right.
And when Zeke got that first down and he started, it's like, okay, he's really, you know, he's really the one.
Right.
If he can stay
on the
healthy,
field. Right,
on the field,
yeah,
I feel like those red zones, those threes become sixes and sevens.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah.
So I'm gonna go right back to the people we cut. So after Dez and Coop, Dez and DeMarcus Ware, we cut Coop.
Right, another bad,
and paid him $7 million to play for Cleveland.
Right, I scratched my head over that one.
Because think about it, you had two number ones.
Right.
You had two number ones, and you had already paid Amari Cooper his $20
right.
million. Listen to that. Let that sink in. That was only $20 million was too expensive.
Right.
And now you just paid CD, what, 30 plus million?
Right. And like you said, we had 2 number ones because CD was there with him.
Why'd you cut him to pay him $7 million to play for Cleveland?
Right. And see, and this is
owed him $7 million on the cap.
And this is what I so up until last season, and I don't know how you felt, Phil, but up until last season, I always felt like CD was a Robin and not a Batman.
True.
Nothing that he was doing, like he just didn't give me that oomph.
Right.
That I can depend on him. He didn't last year, he gave it to me.
Right.
And I said he came into his own.
Right.
And I feel like if we had Cooper with him, grooming him, maybe he comes along faster.
And not only just faster, because he probably wouldn't have put up that big of numbers, or his numbers wouldn't have been as huge.
Right.
But you got 2.
You got
can't
2.
Double anybody.
Right. Right.
Now I love Brandon Cooks. I love Cooks because I love his speed.
Right.
That's something we hadn't had for a while.
We haven't.
We're talking about Coop with the route running.
And look,
CD.
Right. And see, with Coop, he could take a 10-yard pass to the house.
Yep. And CD can too. With his
he can.
Skill. One thing with CD, I'm gonna need them to stop those end arounds too.
Yeah.
It's too many of them. And I ain't trying to get him hurt. His legs are that big.
one is enough.
Right. And save those for the playoffs.
Right.
Save that for the playoffs. Put him back there, punt returner in the playoffs. Do all that stuff in the playoffs. Right now.
Right. See, but I feel like when you are a play caller, a lot of your nuance now is for later on.
Right.
Because there's going to come a time when CD's getting one of those pitches coming one way, and it's going to go back to Brandon Cooks going the other way.
Or CD's going to throw it.
Or he's going to throw it.
Yeah.
It's like I have to bait you in. Offense is never about the first play. Everything that you design is a touchdown. Cool. When you're drawing up stuff, it's a touchdown. It's a touchdown. You block this, but really, it's about having an extensive or a good enough rhythm in your play calling.
Right.
This is why you run the ball, and then what comes after that? Some play action. Right. Now you don't know if I'm running it or throwing it, and that's what makes you dangerous. That's what makes Kansas City dangerous.
Yeah,
they can run the ball, and they got the play action coming off of it. Then they got all of these exotic motions and keep your eyes moving around, keep you busy. Unbalance over here, then go unbalance over here, then shift back into it. Just keeps you busy, keeps your mind going,
right?
And that's why people are going to have challenges against our defense because it starts out looking one way and it ends up completely different. So when the quarterbacks get their pre-snap reads, they're seeing one thing and then it turns into something completely different.
Look, if you can't even pick out who the mic is, you know you're doing good on defense, right?
Right. That part. Part.
Yeah. All right. Hey, so and then after you cut Coop, the next season you cut Zeke.
Right.
And you paid Zeke $6.8 million last year to play for New England.
Right.
That doesn't make sense when you had Tony Pollard there. Why not keep Zeke? Those two together were great.
That was thunder and lightning.
It was perfect.
It really was.
Like we really was. Tony Pollard Sunday.
Right.
I don't understand why. What is it that they see out of saving a little bit of money, but you still owe the player the rest of what you owe them to play for somebody else?
You're really not saving anything and making it that much harder.
And you're making it that much harder. Bringing them back.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
did you see them? Did you see them embrace at the end of the game, Dak and Coop?
No, I didn't. I
Yes,
was celebrating. I was
dude.
celebrating.
If they end up bringing Coop back,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be
Right.
happy, but I'm
Right.
gonna be pissed. What was the point?
I'm letting them go.
What was the point?
Right.
Think
Right.
about this. Think about this. If the Eagles right now could already give Devontae Smith $20 million and keep AJ Brown at his 30, if they can do it, why couldn't the Cowboys do it?
Right. We could. We could. Well, you know what Jerry Jones said on one of his interviews? He said, "This is how and this is he's a genius even when it comes to money."
Mm-hmm.
He says, "I like to have a big front door and a small back door."
Okay, I get it.
So I like more coming in and less going out.
Right, I got it. That makes sense. It fits
right.
him.
It definitely does. It definitely does. And so now it's like you said, we can restructure Dak now. Like after whenever we need to, with all of that money he's going to be paid, he's a Cowboy for life.
Yep.
And so, like I said, I feel like by week 4 is a good time to jump in and see what running backs are out there if Dalvin Cook doesn't work. I forgot all about Dalvin Cook.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, can he last a season?
Right.
Can he?
You know they don't have to overwork him.
They don't.
Yeah,
they don't.
Because I like Lipke too. I didn't think I was gonna like a fullback, but he's growing on me. He's growing on me. Yeah.
I think the Cowboys have stayed true to the roots of who they are. You know, like what we like to do as a franchise. We like having a fullback. You know, we like having a tailback. Yes, we're gonna be up to date with other stuff, but that's like that's who we are, part of our identity. Just like whenever we are doing our victory formation, they pay homage, to the you know what I mean? And so some of that is identity. And
holy moly on TikTok. Yes, we are open to questions. So throw them all on there. And if you want to, I'm on if you want to actually jump on, the link is on YouTube on that page that's right there. Go and Crank 365, or you can go to Dallas Cowboys collaboration. But come on in here, or you can type your questions on there. What up, Danny?
Hey.
Good. I'm glad you jumped on here. You know why? Because I was getting ready to start highlighting your comments. But you're here to talk about it yourself. So
that's the only reason why I jumped on, because I'm like, Phil, can you look at comments? Us folks that are not jumping on, we need comments to be responded to. Damn it!
Listen, we got a new Cowboys fan. He just found it on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
Rolling too. So you know how.
I've been watching. I'm impressed. Right. I've been watching. Like, I'm like especially when he was like Dak. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I got someone on my side
here. hey, I gotta put on here because Jason, he's trying to get on here, but something's wrong with his microphone. But he said, "Can you see that on there in college? Bieniemy?"
Yeah, I see the question.
Because that team was loaded right there with Bieniemy, AJ Flanagan, Darian, because they used to do the option. I think they went to the Orange Bowl. Jason, put it on there. Tell me if they went to the Orange Bowl. But I remember them because I'm a Nebraska fan. So we had
Hey, I like Nebraska back in the day when they had Tommy Frazier. They had one of the best. They were one of the best option teams I've ever seen.
Yep.
The running back, what was his name?
I go back further than Tommy Frazier. I go back to Turner Gill. You remember Turner Gill, the quarterback?
I don't.
How about the running back Mike Rozier? They won the Heisman.
Right?
And how about Irving Fryer? You ever heard
Irvin
of him?
Fryer, I know. The
He's
wide
a wide
receiver
receiver.
played for the Dolphins.
Yep. And before that, New England. But
Okay, yeah.
That's the Nebraska team I knew.
Okay, so you real cornbread.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As a- I was like,
he got
I was
everybody
like
scratching
five.
their head. So
Yeah.
Hold on.
let me ask a question. So I know y'all were talking about Coop. And so with the Jerry getting rid of Coop, wasn't that one of the reasons because the whole COVID thing and he wouldn't take a test or get tested or the shots and that kind of pissed Jerry off as well. And we all know how Jerry is, it's my way or the highway technically. So I think that may have been part of why, again, it's a head scratcher for me too, as well as DeMarcus, whereas Phil will tell you I am DeMarcus Ware all day long. That made no sense. And I celebrated when he got his Super Bowl. But I was just thinking about Coop, and it was that whole debacle when COVID and getting tested and things of that nature. And I just thought maybe that might have played a part in a role because, again, you're thinking about who you're dealing with as an owner, which is Jerry.
So I'll be right back, but I think you hit it spot on because now you're talking about messing with Jerry Jones' bottom line.
Okay. And not only that, he caught COVID.
Yeah.
Not only did he
caught COVID.
And I think he gave it to somebody because he was like sitting courtside at a game.
Didn't people get sick, Phil? Didn't they get like a bunch of people had got sick or something
because of him?
That nature?
Because of him. No,
yes, because of him.
You answered my question. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I forgot about that. I forgot.
Yes.
Because they always say that they cut him because he said some negative stuff about Dak. And I was like, nah, Dak ain't that thin skin.
Yeah.
That you're going to get rid of your number one receiver because they said something about that he said he was the black Kirk Cousins.
I think they just used that that was bullshit.
Yeah.
And it just popped in my head when y'all were talking about it. And I just remember that season with the COVID and again, Jerry, being Jerry, it wasn't put in the forefront necessarily in the news, but it was talked about if you really are a true fan and reading stuff and all that. And I know that COVID thing with Jerry was big, just like the kneeling with Jerry was big. But, I think it was just that COVID thing.
Yeah. You answered a good question. Hey, I got one that's I was going to save for the end of this, but Holy Moly on TikTok asked, he wants to know what you guys think are what's your predictions for how the Cowboys season is going to end up?
Record or overall?
Yeah,
he just put how it's going to end up. So
we're making the playoffs. I think we're going to end up winning our division. Again, I think we're going to break that curse. And I think we're going to be the back-to-back division winners.
Okay.
But as we talked about last season for me, I'm trying to enjoy this season for what it is versus drinking and getting headaches and everything else over this goddamn team and cursing everybody out. So I'm going to try to enjoy the season for what it is. And I'm sorry, what's your name again? I'm sorry, I didn't catch.
John.
Like John had been preaching as far as Dak. Week 1, I just saw a different person in Dak. So I'm just going to enjoy it. And Phil, you hit on it. Again, Dak doesn't have any issues. So at the end of the day, he even got his money contract. That's not lingering over his head. And so I'm just going to enjoy the season for what it is. It's the playoffs for me right now. So I can't really call it. We too early in the season to call it. But for me, we're going to make the playoffs. It's what we do when we get in the playoffs. And I know you all talked about that. And I think one thing we're forgetting too is Dak had Jason Garrett for a lot of years of his playing years. And so you have to add Jason Garrett to a little bit of the downfall of why Dak may be in the playoffs, or the team itself just seems to have this debacle in the playoffs. Because let's be honest, Jason Garrett was never the same Jason Garrett after he did what he did to our man. What was the coach before? I can't think of his name.
Wade Phillips.
Wade.
That's messed up.
I forgot about that. Yeah, so that's my take.
Okay, so I think I really feel like so. If he would have asked me this in April or
Mhm.
May,
Okay.
I was like I would have been on a after the draft, right after
Okay.
the draft. If this
Okay.
question was asked,
Uh-huh.
I said I don't know if we're gonna win more than 8 games. Maybe 9, because I saw so many needs that we had that weren't
Mhm.
being filled. I said, I don't know what the heck Jerry is thinking, what he's doing. Now, when I saw the preseason games, I perked up. I said, whoa,
Okay.
this looks different.
Okay.
And even seeing from Trey Lance's progression from the first game to
Okay.
the second game, I throw the third game out the window. But the first game, everything was a fastball. The second game, like, oh, he actually has some touch and he can run. And then a part like in my back of my mind, I'm like, maybe Dallas got him so that Philly wouldn't get him. Because if something happens to Hurts, he's just like Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he has he has a cannon. And so he's like our development guy. So I feel like this will be the year to where we make a strong push. I feel like NFC, like she said, NFC East back-to-back champs. I feel like this is the year, depending on a few more transactions, a couple more moves, will determine if we make a deep playoff run or we appear in the ultimate game, the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how I feel. Like, with what I'm seeing right now,
Right.
I feel like this is a minimum 12-win team. And we'll see after we play New Orleans, and then we got a really tough game because we have to beat contenders. So
Mhm.
we have to beat the Ravens. Like
Oh,
we have to show that we are stepping in the right direction.
right.
And you beat a Ravens team that was just in the AFC Championship.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the same Cowboys. If we lose to a Ravens team, then this becomes the same Cowboys. Or they can't beat a playoff team. They haven't beat anybody with over a 500 record. They're only beating, the teams that they should beat. So this is gearing up already in week 3
Mm-hmm.
for some brimstone and fire.
Okay.
And I feel like right now everybody knows what's on the line.
That's true. True.
So
Look.
can I just ask? So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Phil.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to answer his question because y'all went and said what you thought. I'm not even worried about the Ravens yet. I need them to follow up what they did against Cleveland, against New Orleans, with their starting tackles, so that I know my pass rush is legit against starting tackles. I love what they did rushing against Deshaun Watson, but I'm not going to get too excited about it yet until I see him do it again. They got to do it again.
I can dig it.
Keep it up. And I like arrogant Dak.
Right.
I love arrogant Dak.
No,
Arrogant Dak.
I'm with you on that one. When you had touched on that earlier about his rookie season, I literally put rookie season because that was the arrogant Dak.
Yes. Yeah.
And I guess I asked the question because, before the Cleveland game, if you turned on sports channels and read stuff, it was like Cleveland was going to tear us up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland, number one defense. Folks really didn't know what Watson they were getting, but if you think about it, before he got hurt, Watson wasn't terrible. I mean, he was doing what he was supposed to be doing, right?
Right.
And then he got hurt, and so again, people are coming in like, they got Deshaun Watson, you got Coop. That offense was running without Watson, to be honest.
Jerry Jeudy.
And there you go. And so when we coming in the Cleveland game, I'm going to be honest, I was nervous about that game because of those reasons, right?
Yeah.
And then you sit here and you watch it on TV and you're like, wait a minute now, it's something a little different here going on. When you got these young linebackers, like, who are you? What?
Yeah.
Who? Like these?
Yeah.
What is going on here?
Yeah.
And
And
so
the
I
fact
was
that they
like,
got a lead. Don't forget they jumped out and got a lead.
I agree, and they got a
Dallas
lead.
is
And
way different once they get a
yes,
lead.
and I agree with you, Phil, in a sense of, first of all, you know, that's my man. I want my man throwing touchdowns, fuck field goals. But I get
Right.
it because it made sense. We didn't need all that extra flashy type of things. And that's what I want Dak to get out of his head. You don't have to be flashy when you have a game like we had with Cleveland, where you don't need to score a bunch of touchdowns. And we just need to now take time off the clock right now because we got a good enough lead. Let your defense shine. So I will just say that game actually impressed me. So I'm already starting to see. So I'm with Phil with the Baltimore. Now I agree with you. Now if we beat Baltimore, then it'll prove that week 1 wasn't a fluke. But I'm with the New Orleans thing. We seem to never can beat New Orleans as well. We have that thing with New Orleans where for some reason we go in New Orleans and we like a 7-0, and then we go to New Orleans, and next thing you know, you're like, what team is showing that game? Who the hell is this? So I think the New Orleans games to me is going to prove something as well, just based on the history of that too.
Yeah. And Kamara is dangerous. Yeah. He's still
that's what we'll have to contend with, being able to play against a premier running back. I mean, if we took away week 1 from the week 1 and we say, okay, what quarterback would you rather have, Deshaun Watson or Derek Carr? Now, I know for me, I would probably want Deshaun Watson. I feel like he's going to give you a little bit more. So I feel like we played against a more dynamic quarterback. And so now we're going to have more of a pure pocket passing quarterback, and not that Derek Carr can't use his legs and get free here and there. So now this plays into what we like to do. Defensively, we like to pin our ears back, and we want to see what you can do when you release that ball in the air and have our ball hawks and our defenders coming up. Like I'm seeing 3 and 4 people on piles. It's not just singular tackles. I'm seeing people come, breaking through the screens that teams that the Browns tried to run. And so like when you see that, it just gives you a lot of hope, a lot of like, this is not a one-trick pony. I still feel like we're trying to get our run game down and have an identity with that, because we still don't know. We still don't know who we are as far as like when it comes to run game. Like we know for sure that when we get in the red zone, that come on 15, come on and eat. Yeah, because that's where we struggle at.
That's why I thought they really brought him back, is because we suffered when we got down there with our run game. We was not being able to punch it in at all. I would tell you one thing I want to see though too with our offense, and again I know it's only week 1, is where's the 2 tight ends set? I mean, I don't want to see 2 tight ends in there, even if you got one blocking. I mean, bring me some tight ends in there and give me an I formation. Like if we're gonna use our running backs, let's just use them for what they are for. We know Zeke is not the Zeke of his rookie year with Dak and all of that stuff, but you use what you got until we can get Cook, and I'm with you until we can get Cook out there. But the tight ends, we got all these tight ends and we're not utilizing them like we should. Just like y'all talk about getting rid of players. What's the tight end? I'm just having a brain fart with Houston. Okay, there we go.
Here we go.
That's who we have. So this is the only challenges that you have when you run a double tight end in traditional I formation set.
Okay.
So what that allows the defense to do is to really make the box extremely heavy. And so this is why you see a lot of teams using some form of a spread to lighten the box and to give you more options. So this is where the run pass option comes in, because if I have a light box, that means it's favorable for me to run the ball. If there's only 4 down linemen and 2 linebackers, okay, so that's 6 against 5 or 6 against 6 in a sense. right? If everybody does what they need to do. So the running back's job is to make the one guy miss. When you condense it, it just makes it so tight. And these guys aren't giving up no edges. So being able to just run at a defense makes it a little bit more challenging, but at the same time, I can see where certain downs and distances where we can utilize that as a part of, you know what, we're just gonna be, we're just coming right at you. We ain't trying to fake nothing. We're just gonna ground and pound. When the Eagles came up with that tush push, which looks like it's gonna die now, but that was one of the things, one of the hardest things. It looks like it was one of the.
Thank you, Kelsey, right, for
Yeah.
retiring.
One of the, excuse me, one of the hardest plays to stop. What was that daggone tush push?
Yeah.
Now it seems like okay, we can defend it now. Kelsey's gone.
Kelsey's
y'all
gone.
not doing what you were doing. But but I like I said, I feel like this game, because I think we're home again, right? No, we're playing in New Orleans. Then we're home against the Ravens.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're gonna stumble here. And what's your name?
My name is
Ma'am?
Danielle.
Danielle. Okay,
Yeah.
Danny. Okay.
Danny, there you go.
And so I don't think we're gonna stumble here. I think that there's just so much good energy that's floating in Dallas. I think that they have already stepped up beyond anybody's expectation. Like you were mentioning earlier, number one defense that we were facing. You know, their defense still had to play.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, even though let's say Deshaun Watson was dealing with 2 new tackles or whatever the case may be, still starting tackles in the NFL.
That's
They
right.
want to be number one starters, but they were starting tackles in the NFL. They still got big paychecks.
Yeah.
But I say like
I heard that they were the 2 starters from last year, so it's not like they were brand new.
Right.
And
And it's almost like you're discrediting our defense. Could our defense have been like better than anybody expected? As opposed to you saying, oh, they had the younger tackles, Deshaun Watson was out of sorts. I think our defense caused some of that.
Oh yeah.
You know, it wasn't like, oh, it's just now watch them play much better this week.
Most
the Browns, you know, they'll have a better performance. I think even with Deshaun Jackson, I call him Deshaun Wipe Me Down Jackson, you know, got all of this stuff going on.
Wipe me down, Jackson.
Wipe me down.
Oh, you talking about Watson?
Watson. Deshaun Wipe Me Down Watson. You know what I mean?
You know,
love me long time. Love me long time, Watson.
Right. Extra 5 minutes. Extra 5 minutes.
Jackson is nightmare.
Happy ending Watson. Happy ending.
Deshaun last name Watson. That's it.
Yeah.
Wipe me down. So I think that he'll have a better week, even with all of the stuff that just recently came up about him.
Yeah, they're giving him the blues for sure.
Yeah,
they are giving him the blues. I feel a little sorry for the man.
He was fine not playing against Dallas's defense.
Yeah. So I do have a question for y'all. I know y'all had touched on a lot of things, and I know we probably getting to the end, but I'm interested to know what's the difference in the defense that you see already from week 1 with Zimmer versus Quinn. And this is a 2-part question, and this is for people out there too to comment as well. And then for Commanders fans, for any fan, I personally think that Dan Quinn is not a head coach. I think he needs to stay in his lane, and he's good at being a defensive coach. I don't think that he's going to do a lot for the Commanders, unfortunately. I know he wiped out all of what was the coach they had? Riverboat Ron.
Yeah.
And he took out everybody. Like, he dismantled that team, and he brought in cowboy players and all of that type of stuff. But again, I still think about the Dan Quinn of Atlanta, and I just don't think that he is head coach material. I really don't. I don't think he's going to do wonders for this young quarterback. Again, I just think they have the wrong coach in place for bringing in Dan, and I like Commanders quarterback, to be
Yeah,
honest. I just need
JT
him to know.
Daniels, what up?
I just need him to learn
Jaden
how to
Jaden
slide.
Daniels.
Yeah, I just need him to learn how to slide, but it gives me Jason Campbell all over again with that boy running for his life, and they don't have that line necessary that's going to be able to protect him. And I just don't see it for him this season, but I wish him well.
I'm
However,
surprised
again,
you went Jason Campbell instead of RG3.
I thought about RG3.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
RG3 I had thought about, but I give more Jason Campbell than RG3 because to me, RG3.
Bless you.
RG3 was just RG3, if that makes sense. He just was
right.
He was doomed because he was already arrogant. You had the dad. I mean, you just had a lot going on with RG3. I think Daniel wants to make a difference and has a different mindset, and it just reminds me more of a Jason Campbell versus a RG3. If that makes sense.
Give me a high five.
Yeah. There you go. Cheers. I gotta show my new cowboy wine glass.
Bang bang.
There we go. So I guess again, I'm just curious to know, as far as Zimmer and Quinn, what difference do you all see already off the break, just out of week one? But I'm saying, to me, it's still a different defense in a sense.
Okay.
So I'll answer that. What I see that's different is the tenacity. I feel like we were more conservative with Dan Quinn. I feel like we are already. I feel like we are already on the creative side and being assertive. Yeah. Like, we're not just letting teams, dictate what they want to do to us. We're almost dictating what we want to do to them. Yep. We are making them think. We are doing things, and this is a small sample size, and games are too fast to really be able to break down. Like, I think I'm going to purchase the All 22 so I can really enjoy the games a little bit more. And because in football, there's so much nuance. There's so many things that we miss watching it on our TV. We love it, when we see the big plays, but there's so many small things, minute details that if you don't slow it down and watch that you miss, and that you don't understand that when they ran this defense was to set up this other looking, like they disguised it this way, and it made Deshaun Watson, he thought he saw, they're in cover 0. Dang, when did it turn to cover 3? Right. And who went over there to make it cover 3? Right. You just had your hand in the dirt. Now the linebacker that's supposed to be in the flats is blitzing. The edge guy is in the hook to curl area. Right. Where do you see that at? When have you ever seen DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons on the same side of the ball on defense, like on the same part of the field? DeMarcus Lawrence D tackle, Micah Parsons on the edge. Never seen it. And so I think we're just being aggressive. I think that we are trying to make a statement with this defense. Dan Quinn's defense, it wasn't statement oriented. It was because we have a lot of talent. It's because, there's, like, when you play at Big D, there's just a little bit of arrogance, that you walk into. He came from Atlanta, great organization, but you come into the brightest lights of all of NFL. And you have a bunch of mega stars around. You got a bunch of rock stars on defense that know how to play. And you got risk takers and Diggs, which I hope he does less of that this year and let the game come to him and not be looking in the backfield so much. And that's what made DaRon Bland, or what makes DaRon Bland so special. Like, he actually is playing defense and not trying to be opportunistic. Trying to make a big play when the big play just comes to him because he's where he's supposed to be at 9 times out of 10. And so I hope I answered the first part of your question. And I forgot what the second was. Like, I was drinking the wine, and I'm not. I got to wait till tomorrow. I got to get up 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning.
I feel you on that. It really was just me saying as far as Quinn being a head coach and kind of
Head coach, okay.
in his lane and feeling that he's not going to be right as
A
a
good
head
fit.
coach for I just think he needs to stay in his lane. So it really wasn't a question, it was just an observation.
No, I think
That I
that's very
throwing out there. That's
it's
all.
very good. It's a great observation because when you, God bless you. If I am building my offense,
Mhm.
I need an offensive minded coach. You look at Los Angeles, the Ram, or not Las Vegas Rams, whatever they are, the Rams. You McVay. You look at Andy Reid. You look at the play callers.
Mhm.
You know, what kind of mind do they have, and who does he have calling his offense? I know he's the head coach, and he's
Mhm.
probably calling his defense. But did he bring someone in that is suitable for this young quarterback? And if not, of course, you're going to have an OC. But is he the best fit for this young talent?
Right.
And so I think that Dan Quinn's defense, they seem to find their way and they do well. But he's a conservative guy. And I think you hit the nail on the head, Danny. I think that he may not be the right fit for this quarterback as far as if that's the direction. And, I feel like if you're saying Jason Campbell, I haven't seen him play yet, so I can't, really give you an assessment. And I hate trying to talk about teams that I haven't seen play one single down and give any determination or feel for them if I haven't seen them. So it's hard I don't want to assume. I want to say, oh, yeah, I can. This is why I feel good about the Cowboys going against the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
Just seeing what we've done.
Yeah. And I think like Jason Campbell, as far as Jason Campbell's setup with that O-line that he had.
Right.
A lot of people put a lot on Jason Campbell, but it wasn't Jason Campbell. The man was scrambling for his life on every play. That O-line was atrocious. And real Redskins fans will tell you that because let's be honest, Jason Campbell took Raiders to the playoffs. That's the same Jason Campbell that we're talking about because he had the right setup. And I'll just mention one thing, and Phil, I love to hear your take on the whole Dan Quinn, but I will add with Cook. Everybody is laughing. Some people were laughing when we picked up Cook, and it was like he's washed. But I could have sworn just 2 years ago he was the leading rusher, and maybe 2 years ago I want to say, and I'll have to look it up. But just 2 years ago, I want to say Cook led the NFL in rushing. So to those that be like, "Oh, y'all done picked up a wash 2 years ago," like. Right. Come on now, get that man off that practice squad and let's bring him on up and call it a day.
Hey, it sounds like she found your 20-20 guy.
Right. I agree, Phil. Talk about it.
Hey, look, for Dan Quinn, I haven't seen them play yet either, but I hope they go like 6-11, so they don't get the top pick or anything. But don't make the playoffs,
right?
And we sweep them.
And what about the Dan Quinn Zimmer comparison? Do you see a difference already, Phil? Just in week one,
Zimmer is way more creative to me. He's way more creative. I saw Michael Parsons in more spots Sunday than I saw him all last season. I saw Tank Lawrence in more spots, including playing on the nose on third down, which I thought was great. Because I've been asking for them to do that because I saw how much success the Giants had with Justin Tuck doing that. On third down, they would move him from defensive end to defensive tackle. And it's a mismatch having that quick guy. And you saw Tank got 2.5 sacks.
Right.
You got to move him around. Don't put him in the same spot against the same tackle every play.
Right.
And definitely with Micah, he's only like 255, right?
And
you're against a 330-pound tackle all game. No, you got to move him around. But I got a question for y'all since we talking about Dan Quinn. That kicker that we have, right? You realize our coaching staff robbed him of a record.
Right.
The 71,
Brent.
No,
the 70.
the 66 yarder.
Yeah, I know, but
He made it.
I
He
know.
made it.
But I'm mad
it was
because
a
I think
delay
he
of
would have
game.
made the 71 yard because he still had distance on that 66 yard.
I got you, but I don't blame them for not sending him out there for that second kick. You know why? He already made a 66 yarder, and you're trying to kick a 71-yard field goal. He might have pulled his hamstring if you're doing that twice in a row. That's not an easy kick. And
I get that, but Phil, did you see the 66 yarder that he kicked? He still had distance on that kick, and he kicked it like it was nothing.
Right. And I'm mad at them. I'm mad at the coaches.
That delay of game, and that's what I don't like about Mike. Mike needs to get his shit together when it comes to clock management and being able to look at all of that type of stuff. That's what scares me about McCarthy. To me, he still hasn't gotten that down, and we need to get that down because that hurt us last year as well. So I'm with you. That delay of game should have never happened.
Yep. And he would have had the record for the longest kick in NFL history, tied with Justin Tucker. And that would have been the first game of his second season. And he already would have tied the record. I'm still mad at Mike McCarthy for that. All he has to do is he can give me 100,000 and give me that position, and I will be their clock manager. Yo, they've been fucking up the clock management since Jason Garrett and Dan Bailey.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was at the Ravens and Cowboys game in 2012, right? And instead of Jason Garrett trying to get closer for a closer field goal, he let the time just run all the way down, called a timeout, and made Dan Bailey kick a 51-yard field goal.
And Dan Bailey
instead of trying to get closer, you could have tried.
Right.
It was like 50 some seconds left, and he just let the clock run. Dude, get closer. Get him a little closer. And they ended up missing the field goal by like that.
That much.
But if he would have been 2 yards closer, it would have made it.
Right. And
again, clock management all the way back to Jason Garrett. They still don't have a clock manager.
And it doesn't make sense. And that's what I say. Those are games, and you got to put a lot of people when you blame coaching and stuff. Oh, they're not on the field. No, they're not on the field, but stuff like that fucks up a game for your team. It messes up the momentum. It messes up everything when you're not, as a coach, knowing how to manage a clock. You're getting paid all that money. And by the way, they can pay me $50,000. So I'm on the sideline and able to go interview folks in the locker room. See? And everyone knows that, that's just my thing, right? This
you need more than 50,000.
She know how to do government contracts. She know how to do government contracts. That's why she underbids you.
I know that because I was going to say you're going to need more than 50,000 because you're going to be on a lot of parties.
No. Oh, come on, Phil. It's me. I'm not going to pay for a damn thing. Everything will be taken care of for me.
True. That's true. You hanging out with
I'm hanging out with a $241 million quarterback. Oh, you gonna buy me a few drinks?
Forget that. Right. $60 million per year.
There you go. And 241 guaranteed. But speaking of kickers, I will tell you what, I wish our Commander fan was on there because I did ask the question, did they fire their kicker? Because he was atrocious.
Oh man.
Look, I ain't worried about them till the week we play them.
Okay. Right. Atrocious. He's atrocious. But
and I got one more point because it's almost 11. Let's talk about our rookie offensive lineman that played against the defending defensive player of the year.
Garrett. What? Yes.
Tyler Guyton.
I couldn't pronounce. I thought it was good, but yes, Guyton.
Guyton
against Miles. Yes.
Miles Garrett.
I'm still impressed about that. I still cannot believe that they left him out on an island like that for most of the game. And he did great. He did great. Like Miles Garrett is going to get his, right?
Right.
but he didn't disrupt the game at all, and you
Yeah.
left him out there by himself for the
Yeah,
most part.
Phil, he did beyond great. I mean, he
Man.
was impressive.
And
So
I was
did this-
already impressed with Carson.
Uh-huh.
But then,
Kalen Carson, uh-huh.
man, but then
Corner.
when I thought about Guyton, I'm like, dude, you just played against Myles Garrett by yourself in your first game.
See, and I think that
All
this
people.
is where a little bit of my confidence comes in. Like, you're not gonna see an edge rusher like
Mhm.
that on a
Nope.
week in, week out basis.
Nope.
You know, so he is at the apex of it, right?
Yeah.
That we're probably gonna see as far as like A1 edge guy. And so to have a rookie to be able to, you know, stand his ground
Mhm.
and be able to battle and keep Dak clean for the most part. Dak was pretty clean.
Yeah.
You know, that offensive line, you know, BB, you know, our offensive line did a really, really good job of
Yep.
of holding their own. And so I think that we have in you know, right now it's very exciting. And I think that as Cowboy fans, like, you know, the feeling like, yeah, this feels good. Like, freaking finally. Like I said, coming into this season, I was like, oh man, I don't know how much of the Cowboys I want to watch because this is gonna be freaking terrible. After
Yes,
watching some preseason games, I'm like, there's hope for the hopeless. You know, oh my gosh, who is this Dallas? And now, after seeing what we did in week one, and people are just, you know, talking about, okay, the tackles weren't in, Deshaun Watson looked terrible. No, our defense looked amazing.
Right.
And I think what our defense is doing is putting pressure on our own offense.
Mhm.
We're gonna show up.
Right.
We're gonna do our part.
Yep.
Like, that's been the story the last couple playoff years. Is our defense has been really our silent Achilles heel.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. And I was glad to see Overshown too, by the way. I gotta
right. Oh, Overshown. Oh man, he is like, right now, when I seen him track down Deshaun Watson,
yes.
Like it looked like like he was a cheetah. He was hunting.
Yeah.
He was king of the
a
jungle.
mini lion. He was a
Right.
mini lion. He
But
had
and look,
horses in him.
he ran past the big lion on his
Right.
way to Deshaun Watson. He ran right past.
And so I think that we're in a position now to where it's some positive pressure. The defense is saying, hey, offense, y'all need to show up. We're gonna do our part. Y'all need to do yours, and we're gonna have to start cashing bigger checks. Like, there's only so many times that we could take 3.
No, and that's what I'm saying. I don't want it to get to that point where we're comfortable knowing that we have a kicker that we know can kick 100 yards, and that's just me exaggerating. But we know that we haven't had that in a while, because it used to be a time when I couldn't even leave from the TV after we scored a touchdown to know if we was going to get the extra point. Now I can finally leave and be okay and know that we're good to go with that. You know, we got automatic Aubrey, but yes, I want touchdowns as well. That's important to have that. But I will just say this, and I will leave it at this and hush my mouth, but it is important that you start your starters in preseason. I don't like it. And I'm not just saying that for our team. If you looked at week one with a lot of these teams, you can see the rustiness.
Yep.
And I'm not saying your starters got to play a whole preseason, but you got to have them in there for a first quarter, maybe week 1, week 2, maybe a quarter and a half, and then week 3, a quarter or something. Because again, our offense did what they needed to do, but there were some rust spots in there. And I just feel as though when you look at teams like Kansas City, Mahomes played preseason in his show. Lamar played preseason in his show. And I'm just going to throw the man, the GOAT, out there. Bill Belichick always made sure that Brady and all of them played preseason. That's why they got the Super Bowls that they got, because they didn't start out slow. when it came to weeks 1, 2, and 3. They was winning
ready.
games because they were already ready to go. So
They
I'm
was
just
ready.
want to emphasize that it's
Hey.
important to put your starters in preseason somehow, some way.
That's a
Okay,
great.
so I'll say this. I'm gonna be contrary. I'm gonna be the contrarian on that.
Okay.
Right. And so the only reason why I can see like the seasons are longer now, and every hit like counts. There's only so many football hits that everybody's body is gonna take. Like, and that's a reality. And so those the linemen, they're kind of built for that kind of warfare. Those guys, because they're competing on that kind of a level all the time. And so if they're thinking we are trying to get to the damn Super Bowl and we know injuries happen, this, that, and the third, like I want the injury to count when it counts, not when it doesn't. Like you look at just the toll that these are grown men, these are many car accidents that are happening. Every collision. And so if these are multi-million-dollar men, I don't want to put Dak out there. He gotta be bubble wrapped until week 1. Because I mean
but don't you
I
want to be used to that impact sooner than later? And I'll just counter you with I get what you're saying, but that's not a guarantee because look what happened to Aaron Rodgers.
Right, four plays
when
in.
He came out in 2 seconds, he was out for the season.
True.
So we know injuries can happen at any time.
100%.
I do get what you're saying that you do need to protect your starters, but again, injuries can happen, and I would rather them they have to get used to those hits. I would rather them maybe get a hit or two in preseason and get used to that. So then when regular season come, it ain't no big deal for them. They're holding on to the ball. There's no fumbles. There's no turnovers type of thing. And again, I'm not saying that they should play like full, like on preseason, but at least get them in a snap 2 or 3 just to start getting warmed up is all I'm saying. But I do hear what you make a valid point as well.
What they do though, we don't get to see. So they a lot of times, like if they know they're gonna play the Rams, preseason week 1, they will have it to where like on I forget what it's called. It's another type of practice that they have, like inter squad practice, where the ones are going against the ones, where they are competing. And so the disadvantage that you have coming in, like say week 1, even if it's a quarter, if the true starters aren't on the other side of the ball, either side, then you're not getting a true look. And so everybody has to be on board with ones-on-ones, for a series. And if everybody's not on board with that, then you're wasting time because Dak or whoever should destroy a second or third team, for the most part that they're facing on meaningless plays anyway. So a lot of times they do those inner squads where this is where you hear the fights breaking out and stuff like that. It got a little chippy. Those are those practices that they have that we don't get to see. And as fans, we want to see everything. But those things are taking place where they're not like truly rusty as we think. They're just not TV ready, that we want to see. Like it's not proof of concept hasn't been really, really established, prior to us. So week 1, we were starting to see some concepts. Week 2, we'll see more. Week 3, like that's like, like we should have everything together. And this is why we're gonna beat the Ravens too. We're gonna be 3-0.
He calling the shots. All right. Well, look, if y'all got anything else other than the pass rush, all the rookies, and I'm loving the fact that it was so many young guys that did great because with your quarterback and your receiver making that much of the salary cap, the young guys are gonna have to step up.
Oh yeah,
and it's going to be on Dak and CD to help the young guys. Now they're gonna have to be the leaders. You just asked about the dogs or the leaders.
Zeke too. I'm sorry, Zeke too. Zeke as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Zeke is gonna. Yeah, he's gonna have, and this is where the nuance. This is where those 3rd and 3s, those sneaky little 3rd and 3s, it's a 10-7 ball game. We got the ball, 3rd and 3, we pick up a first down. That defense is on the field a little bit longer. That thread is getting a little bit thinner. Like now we're getting closer and closer to our breakthrough. And so if we have to do it, do it slow and long, we're going to do it slow and long. If we got to go, fast and in a meeting, let's go fast and hard. We're going fast, whatever we need to do.
I need you to watch how you putting all of this stuff real quick, but I hear you.
So I'm just saying we have to be able to give it any way that we need to give it to get what we need to get.
And we got an arrogant quarterback to do it now.
We do. We do.
And Phil, I want to see that throughout. And I think too, playoff wise, that's what we missed too.
Yeah.
That Dak was too scared to start call audibles and make he sees the defense. And I just noticed that with Dak, when he audibles and when he actually is calling the plays himself, we do so much better. And I just want to see more of that from him this year. Now that he's gotten paid to say, hold up, coach. You're not seeing what I'm seeing. I'm about to change this play all around.
All right.
And when Dak
do that. Go ahead.
I'm just saying when he does that, you just notice a different offense. We're picking up those 3rd downs. We're making those type of plays. So I just want to see more of that now that he's gotten paid to take more of that leadership role when it comes to that.
I agree.
We saw it Sunday already. We saw it Sunday already. That's why I keep saying, yo, that dude was arrogant right there. Even like you said, the touchdown he threw to Brandon Cooks, he threw that ball before he even made
that
his
was beautiful. Cut. Yes,
he was ready. He was in total control of that game.
Yes, he did. Total and so that's control. What I want from Dak this year.
Yeah. And we need that in the playoffs. That'll answer my boy's question that asks us about what they're gonna do in the playoffs.
That's what you miss it in the playoffs. We get conservative, and Dak just that nervousness of not trusting himself, knowing that he knows the game a little bit better than the coach because he's actually out there on the field doing that. And again, we just get too conservative in the playoffs and just forget who the hell we are. But we'll worry about that when we get to the playoffs and make it. And
that's right.
And have to face San Francisco. To face San Francisco again.
or Green Bay. I don't know what it is about us in Green Bay in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, the fucking Green Bay.
Come on, dude. We lost to them in 2014.
I know.
He caught it. It was a catch.
But then hold on. How about in 2016 when Dak was a rookie? They got behind 21-0 in that game.
Yep.
And they came back. But
and they came back. Yes.
And then last year against Green Bay, that defense could not stop
the run. They couldn't stop nothing. The run, love, anything. I just don't know. Yeah. And then we were playing from behind. And then I think one of y'all mentioned when we play from behind, then you saw the Dak forcing play. So yes, we're getting the interceptions and the turnovers because when you got your quarterback now throwing 50 passes in the game, it's bound to have interceptions, and that's not how we should run our offense.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
What you feel is how it should be ran week 1. I just want a little bit more of the touchdowns over the field goals. However, that does win games if you play it the way we played week 1 too. So I have no problem with that.
Very true. And look, and I need, like you said, for Dak to be able to do his audibles, the plays have to come in early.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you ever notice, Patrick Mahomes is always doing this.
Like, give it to me.
Give me play so that when you give me whatever play you got, if I don't like it, I got enough time to change the play. Because like you said, Danny, I'm the one that's out there. I'm getting the most money. So all of the, the pressure is on me. So let me, like Russ, let me cook.
Exactly. And as a quarterback, one of the things you have to be able to do is know how to read a defense.
Yeah.
And that was one of Dak's struggles over years. But again, I blame that's coaching too. I think he just started coming along on learning how to read defenses. I think within the last 3 years, he's gotten better way better. But if you think about the first couple of years
Uh-huh.
of Dak's career, he was not able to read the defenses. That's why he wasn't able to make some of those plays. When he got comfortable is when you started seeing him doing some audibles. Dak wasn't always audibling. He just started doing that a couple of years ago because he was understanding the defense.
Exactly.
He was understanding it better, and he had the right. It wouldn't even. I want to say maybe Romo even helped him with that. It wasn't even the coaches to help him with that.
Romo was great with it. With
understand. And I can't think of the other quarterback that we had that was with Dak, but he started to make him understand that you got to know what it means when a defensive player putting down, and I'm just exaggerating, putting down 2 knuckles versus 1 knuckle. He about to do, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
John Kitna.
There we go. Kitna helped him out with that as well. So that's what I'm saying. He just started to come in his own with reading defenses. And now I think he's at that point now that you now comfortable to know, okay, I don't have to second guess myself. I know what's exactly about to happen. I'm about to call this audible. This run play ain't gonna work. Yeah. We got CD 101, boom, like the Cooks play. Yeah. We got that's the stuff I just want to see a little bit more of from Dak this year.
I love it. And I think we're gonna get that. And like you said, and how I was envisioning all of this as you were expressing that, is you think about when you first got your driver's license, like somebody teaches you how to drive, they're in the car with you, and then the first time they give you the keys to do something by yourself, big smile, you cheesing, you happy because like you have a little bit more control. And so, and I think that for Dak, it just took time for him to get this kind of control and command. And so now he's in that space. And I feel like I said, our defense is going to put pressure on our offense because they're going to show up. And I don't think that pressure was a thing for Dak. It's more of, pressing. Pressing and pressure are 2 different things. So it's like he's always played with a certain level of confidence. I think he just tried to do too much. And now he's going to have to do just enough to gamble when he needs to gamble, but I think that he's like totally locked in. He's a new dad, it's a new day, and I'm feeling good about this this rendition of the Dallas Cowboys right now.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
All right,
y'all. Well, I'm glad you. How did you see this? You just saw it on YouTube?
Yeah, so something popped up. I don't know if I must follow you or something. I'm going to subscribe and make sure I do. But I would love to do this on like Wednesday nights, man. Being able I think we have something here.
Oh, you haven't met the whole crew. We got a whole crew. So it's whenever we just, whenever it goes up, they all know. I send everybody the link to
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so don't I'm going to end it now.
Okay.
And y'all stay on here for a second. Okay.
Got you. Yep.